We rolling, Pika? Alrighty, let's get to it! Hi, welcome back. It's time for the Comics Coffee Table. That's right. It is Wednesday. It's new release day at your local comic book shop. Yeah, I know DC releases their comics on Tuesday. Thanks, DC. You're wicked special. Yeah. Have a cuppa. Pull up a chair. Let's see what's going on today. How y'all doing? I miss you guys. But work is work. And it's work. Wowzers, it's work. And that's a good cup of coffee. And speaking of work, we take the opportunity to have our break together, here, together, talking about our hobby. It's a nice time. I like it. Do you? Leave a comment in the comment section. And at the live premiere, we have a hoppin' live chat, usually filled with interesting cats. Doing what? Talking about comic books. Who talks about new comic books? I challenge you. Do you have Are there shows out there that talk about new comic books and what to get? Weird. I do. We do. Gosh darn it. I go to a website called leagueofcomicgeeks.com/comics/new-comics. That is the URL, the Universal Research Locator, in the HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol of the internet. That is the address where you can get your very own access to what's coming out this week, next week, and further on down the line. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 2 times 8 is 16. That's 160. 166 publications are solicited just for this week for your local comic book shop to take orders and to put on their shelves of new releases. Will all 166 of these periodical publications see your new release shelves? Heck no. But that's a lot. I mean, gee. Let's get to it. And this thing is, I'm blessed that it's sorted by the popularity of ordering. And so the further down the list, you kind of get more and more obscure and, huh? That's true. But we like to take a minute at the beginning of the show to extol our love of the local comic book shop. The LCS. I'm in the Boston area where I am blessed to have, no lie, about 8, literally 8, different comic book shops in striking distance of this, my fortress of solitude. Hey, it's festive in here. 'Tis the season. Bah humbug. And so am I a Wednesday warrior? I don't identify as a Wednesday warrior. More like a Wednesday National Guard. But no, I do go to the comic book shop every Wednesday, every new release day, and with the exception of 1 or 2 here and there. But and not only do I get my new releases every week, just a few, I'm not like, I don't get everything. I don't get every variant cover. But guess what? I am a sucker for a good variant cover. I really am. And, that's a good cup of coffee. So pull up a chair, grab a cuppa, whatever it is you are shoving under your nose today here at our Comics Coffee Table. This is pre-recorded, but live before a live studio audience of my stuffed animals from our Boston studios, which is down the street from the corner. I hope you haven't had enough of the Boston accent talking about comic books in the past week. And But yeah, I have, like, no lie, 8 different comic book shops. 3 of them are in the same chain, though. Should I count them as one? No, no, they all have different staffs, different shelves, different back issue collections. You know, some people don't have any. Some people have 0. And if you don't have a comic book shop in your area, you can check out the description of this show and get a hold of Yule Carter at Fantastic Comics of Berkeley, California. Your local comic book shop could be your very own mailbox away. Talk to Yule. That's your business with him. But he can hook you up. He's working on another package for me as well. I give him, I have a list, an ongoing list of back issues that I want to get, that I'm on the hunt for. And occasionally I share them with him. And I sent him my list, and I'm like, hey, you got any of these? And he hooks me up. Yeah. So if I miss something at my local comic book shop, see, my local comic book shop opens at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. I don't get there till about 3 o'clock. So they've only been open for 3 hours. 12, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. They've been open for 4 hours on new release day. And I don't have a pull list. That's not the way I roll. I like the thrill of the hunt. So if I miss something, I have a secondary comic book shop, not too far away. I can just hop on a bus. I don't have a car. I never have, though. I live in Boston. We have got pretty decent public transportation, and I can go to one of my secondary shops and see if they have it. But also, I hit up Yule. And I actually have, this would be the 3rd time I'm ordering from him. And and it's usually very prompt and nicely packaged in a Gemini mailer. And I've got no problem. So yeah, this is like, if you need a local comic book shop, get a hold of Yule Carter at Fantastic Comics of Berkeley, California. And that's your business, and talk to him. I also get my supplies from my LCS, my local comic book shop. I get my bags, I get my boards, I get my boxes there. I bypass the online supply chain or the big box store. See, I don't have a car, so I don't get to big box stores. So I'm more into my online supply chain. The one with the free shipping and the built-in movie network, TV network that I subscribe to yearly. But, how does that help keep my local comic book shop open? So I agree to pay the retail markup. That's my background. I just want a fireplace. What's wrong with wanting a fireplace? I just want a fireplace. Let's get a fireplace going. Well, the weather outside is frightful. Dum-de-dum, delightful. And do-do-do-do-do-do. It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day. It's good to see everyone in the chat. It's good to see everyone in the comment section. Keep this conversation going, this comic book shop style conversation. We used to do a daily show, and work is clobbering me right now. Real life has caught up with me. So the show, we were doing a Wednesday show and a Sunday show for the near future. We're going to, adjust that. It's, see what's going on in the future. And but I'm just blessed and grateful that you all show up. You help me grow my channel. We're very close to 1,300 subscribers. So bring a friend, suggest the show. And we also do, I'm a professional chef. I do cooking videos. I'm a spiritual guy. I do spirituality. We talk about gratitude and blessings. And also I see bunnies first thing in the morning, and I think they're cute. So I take little videos of bunnies. I get the most trolls for that. Seriously. Look at the people do with their time. Oh, God bless you. Bless your heart, troll. Bless your heart. And also I point out planets you can see with your naked eye. I'm up at, I leave the house at 5 in the morning, so it's still dark out. So I'm like, hey, look, that's the planet Venus, the morning star. and it gets dark very early these days. So it's also dark at 5 p.m. So hey, look, that's the planet Jupiter. That's the planet Saturn. I can see 3 planets of the 5 planets that you can see with your naked eye, like every day so far, right about now. And it's cool. Isn't this a show about comic books? Let's get to it. Let's talk about floppies. Let's talk about comics, baby. Let's talk about this and that. Do do ba do 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 ba ba ba. Let's talk about funny books. All right. Yeah, I want to say thank you to Wes at Thinking Critical. He had me on the show last Saturday, and it was a fun time. We were supposed to talk about the Marvels movie flopping. We ended up talking about fast food for about 20 minutes instead. That was more fun and more productive than talking about a flop movie that's just going to get you labeled as being hateful or you just don't like women. Why would I? You hateful bunch. I'm kidding. I was raised by women. I love women. I know. We didn't start the fire. It was all right. Let's get to some funny books. Written by Ram V. Ram V. It's Detective Comics. Good old Tech. One of the oldest reliable comics in the DC Comics library. Yeah, it's Ram Venkatesan. I hope I'm saying your name right, Ram. He's originally from Mumbai, I believe, and he lives in London. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I know that. He's a real slow burner, but I like him. I really do. I'm also liking his rare flavors over on Boom Studios. This has 5 variant covers. It's a $4.99 comics for $40. $4.99 comics for 40 pages. Sully. And this is Batman Outlaw Continues. It's really good. The art in it's just fabulous. He's got Liam Sharp helping with art today on this issue, and Jason Sean Alexander, who's been doing this awesome looking Batman with really pointy ears and these curled up shoulders. So it's somewhere like there was an original graphic novel by Grant Morrison in 1989, I believe it was. Let's go to the wiki, because this is why we come to the show. October of 1989. And it was written by Grant Morrison, back when I did not know who the heck he was, and illustrated by Dave McKean. And so it had this moody, painted art. And Batman in that, too, had like really pointy ears and these curled shoulders on his cape. So it was very moody, very nightmarish. Also, Kelly Jones does the same thing with a very pointy bat ears. I love that. And Jason Sean Alexander is doing a really, really great job, in my humble opinion. And 5 variant covers. I love the Liam Sharp Wanted posters. That's a 1 in 25. I could be sold on that, but I'm not buying Tech right now. I'm reading it. I get it in my sometimes I get it in my digital pirate chest. Arg. So I've had my finger on the pulse of this comic, and it's really good. But like I said, it's not for everyone. So friend of the channel, Dwayne Muth, says instead of Ram V, it's Ram Z. Z as in snore. So I get it. I mean, he's not everyone's cup of tea. Let's see. I know here's one I will be getting because I've been tuned into this. As long as Philip Kennedy Johnson's on the book, I'll be there. And it's Action Comics number 1060. And it's got a really good... I'm looking forward to this. It's got 2 bonus... See, tech and action usually have backup features. They're $4.99 and they're over 40 pages. This is 48 pages for $4.99. It's got the Dawn of DC trade dress, but also it's claiming that it's part 9 of the 22 issues of the Titans Beast World ongoing. Sure. But John Constantine's in it, and Etrigan. I love Etrigan. Etrigan the Demon. I like it when he rhymes. There's also a backup by Steve Orlando rather, and Nicole Maines. It's called Squad Dreams. But then there's a the second backup is called Zod, Past His Prologue, and that's by Joe Casey. And Joe Casey is a really good writer. He's been on Yule Carter's show a few times, and he's going to have a mini coming out called Kneel Before Zod. So this is setting that up. So I'm looking forward to this. And Zod's son begins to suspect New Kandor isn't as peaceful as it seems in the prelude to Kneel Before Zod #1. So this is fun. I like that Constantine has kind of reverted back to his original form and not the New 52 version. Like this one has a cigarette, which, because smoking's bad. It really is. I was a smoker for about 13 years, more than a pack a day. I quit about 15, 16 years ago. So I quit in my 30s, my early to mid 30s. That was good, But I like Action Comics a lot. Hopefully, maybe I'll give Jason Aaron's Action Comics a try too. You never know. Why not? I'll give it a try. But hopefully this is us right now. I'm at the shop, the comic book shop, and I'm like, oh wow, remind yourself to get this. Remind yourself to get that. They had a copy of Batman 358 in the back bin for $24. You know how I'm always saying, like, I should ask, can I open this? Can I? Well, this isn't, this has a couple of dings. Let's look at it real quick, too. Batman. This is the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide. This is a really good addition to anyone's comic book collection. So I've priced this comic in the back bin at my local comic book shop. It's one I want. It's Batman issue 358. It's the first adventure of Jason Todd Robin. I love Jason Todd Robin, especially pre-Crisis, when he was a little younger and he wasn't an asshole yet. I'm wearing blue. Put on the red glasses for contrast. And the Superman colors. Lawless will never figure out that I'm not Superman. Alright, there's a lot of Batman in here, of course. Batman. Annuals. 350. Oh, that's okay. Oh. Yeah, it's 368 that I'm looking for. And at a 9.2, it's worth $50. So did I write that one down right? I might not have. See, this is why it's good to do the show, because I'm here we go. Yeah, this was 368. All right. See, it's good because I was gonna pick up 358, which is 357 is Jason Todd's first appearance, and that's a key issue, and that's at a 9.2. It's worth $170. See, that's how it's listed. See those numbers? Good, very good, very fine, very fine, very fine, near mint, and near mint minus 9.2 in those numbers. And all the little dings on your comic book add up to subtract from a 10, But okay. So that's good to know. So I want Batman 368 because I want Jason Todd in because in 366 he has his own Robin costume. You might have seen this weird looking green, Robin costume. He's got red hair. It's like a sunburst kind of motif. And but then he puts on the regular Robin costume by 368, and that's the one I want. I think I would have been in like how old? Let's look that up. Batman 368. When did that come out? Fandom. The Batman Wiki. It's Revenge of Rainbows. Oh, good, because this will tie into that detective comic that I have. Revenge of Rainbows. Dick Grayson passes along the mantle of Robin to Jason Todd, who accompanies Batman on a shakedown cruise around Gotham. But neither suspect that Crazy Quilt, the first Robin's mortal enemy, is stalking the new Robin. And I think I had this back then. It was a cover date of February of 1984. So this would have come out on the shelves about December of 1983, and I would have been 11 years old. And I'm pretty sure I had this one taken away from me by a teacher in the 4th grade, I believe. Yeah. And that's why we replace our comic books from our childhood. That's like a big thing about back issues. Let's get back to the comic books. For $4.99, we've got Moon Knight number 30 by Jed MacKay, and it's the final issue of this run of Moon Knight, where spoilers. 3, 2. Mark Spector's dead, and he's being replaced by a woman of color. And so they remember there's no agenda in comics to replace all these superheroes with diversity. That's rude to say, and that's inflammatory. I mean, I don't care. I'm not a Moon Knight fan, but it's like, oh boy, is it still 2017? I mean, it's $4.99, 40 pages. And it has 13 variant covers. So it's got 9 open order variant covers and 4 incentive covers, including a 1 in 100 Greg Capullo. It looks really cool. And there's a 1 in 200 Bill Sienkiewicz hidden gem variant. Wow. So yeah, I mean, goodbye Mark Spector, huh? And you're being replaced with stronger, stunning, and brave, and better than you. I mean, he'll be back. All right, come on. These things are temporary. Usually these things don't stick, and they're just, you got to remember, this is part of the publication industry where they use stunts in order to get your attention, to get your dollar. So, and we're in the age of fantagonism, where you antagonize the fans to get traction on your metrics, on your social media, which apparently boost ad stuffs and all down the line. It's turtles all the way down. And I don't really care about Moon Knight that much to have an opinion. So yeah, welcome the new Moon Knight. Let's make sure she has a safe space in order to whatever. We have Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 13. It's Gang War. It's part 8 of the 30 parts of Gang War that you'll need to have your complete Gang War. It's got 3 variant covers. I've kind of reading Gang. I get these in my pirate chest, and literally my friend, he's like, I'm a reviewer, and I share my review copies with you, and you give me your reviews. So therefore, you're helping me, with my thing here. And I'm like, oh, you got me there. That's a good way to put at it. So it's not necessarily a pirate chest of the Marvel comics, but I like saying that because it's so cool. Don't take my fantasies away from me. But it's gang war. It's like Spidey's put, Peter Parker, the Spider, who is Spider-Man, is putting together a team of street level New York heroes in order to put down the gang war. So he gets Miles Morales, who is Miles Morales. I'm just saying that to be an asshole. Let's see if I get any trolls. Miles Morales is a Spider-Man. I get it. Sure, I don't want to be labeled as a bad person again. Oh no, another good person creator is gonna block me, like Joanne Starer or David Papoose or Jadzia Axelrod or Becky Cloonan. Whatever will I do without you? Oh. All right. It's legacy number 295. So 5 more issues. You're going to have the milestone. Miles is milestone 300. I mean, that's cool. I like Miles. I do. And 28 pages, $3.99, and it's all right. I mean, I've been reading it for the past couple of months. It's not entirely terrible. It has its modern art sensibilities and aesthetic, of which I don't really like, but it's not made for me. All right, and I hope whomever it's made for shows up to the local comic book shop and buys these floppies. And there's X-Men Red number 18, where we have Storm and Sunspot and Apocalypse on Arakko, aka Mars. We've got 2 variant covers, and it's the Fall of X. It's written by Al Ewing. Pretty decent art by Yildiray Sinar. And yeah, it's so deep and kind of inaccessible, and it's like, I am a lifelong X-Men fan, so I like being able to keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on, especially with Fall of X and getting past the Krakoan age and what's going to happen next. So it'll be interesting. But X-Men Red isn't doing it for me at all. But it is filled with action. It really is. It's like it's Storm is the queen of Mars, and just there's 2 feuding factions, and what are they fighting for? Well, I'm actually reading right now. I'm reading a history book. It's an old famous history book, and it's called The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire by Edward Gibbons. It was written in 1776. But it was this comprehensive, it's like 12 volume. This book is like really famous. It's a huge book. I mean, I'm halfway through it, and I've been reading it for months, or having it read to me. But I'm a history buff. I've always been a history buff. It's like, these are huge history books, and I love reading them. Like the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. I tried reading it about a decade ago, and it was like I got about 3 of the 12 parts into it, and I kind of bailed on it. So now I'm just going through it. But I've also read, say, like the huge exhaustive The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich by William Shirer, which is I've read 3 times now, and it's worthy and scary, and you should check it out. And also something like The Civil War, a Narrative by Shelby Foote. It's 3 volumes. It's exhaustive, amazing history told with a wit and a panache and a punch to it, and pulls no punches, and explains what happened to America in the 1800s, what led up to the Civil War, what happened in reconciliation, and just, I love history. So looking at X-Men Red, what are they fighting about? Resources, living space, culture, and who's gonna be the dominant force, and like how what happens to the losers? Do they get put to the sword? If they don't accept their new rulers, if they don't accept their new religions, their new gods, their new culture, their new standards of living, and their new place in the new society. It's so interesting. History is just full of persecution and antagonism. And it's a cycle. It seems like there's just these themes of humanity persecuting itself over and over again. And now we have it on Mars with mutants. We got Batman number 4, written by Joshua Williamson, and we have Michael Janin is helping out in the art with Simone DeMeo. This is not my favorite book. $4.99, 32 pages. It's got 6 variant covers with a nice Frank Quitely Santa cardstock variant, which is an homage to Batman and Robin number 1 by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, and it's done by Gleb Mildenkoff, and I really like that. So, and it's called Cover D, and it's holiday stuff, so it's really cool. But I'm not going to be suckered into getting this book. It's just filled with modernity when it comes to modern art values of digital assistants, and how you have this nigh infinite color palette, and everything turns into this morass of modern purple, which means it's a significant color. It's the color of unity and equity and progressive values. It really is. And this color purple has so much luggage to it, and it's everywhere in comics, and it's just a turnoff to me now. Here's one I'll be getting, $4.99, Green Lantern number 6, written by Jeremy Adams, art by Germanico. It's got 4 variant covers. There is a cover C, is Jeff Spoke's Santa cardstock variant, which is aping, I think it's Green Lantern number 48. It's the one with Hal Jordan, and he's got wide-eyed, and he's got all these Green Lantern rings all over. It's like when he's going parallax, but it's Santa, and it's really cool. I like it. I would totally get that one, and for $1 more. And if they had that variant, I will pick it up because I'm buying this book. Because I want to support Jeremy Adams. I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, a lifelong Green Lantern fan. So, but this book itself, it's safe. It's mild sauce. It's not a lot of tension, because I don't think it's engineered to be like a go for the gut kind of high stakes thing. It's set up. This is the first arc, and it's just setting up the new status quo of Hal Jordan on Earth on his own, and he's got the ability to manifest his own Green Lantern ring now, and Sinestro wants in on the power sharing, I guess. And the Green Lantern Corps has its own new status quo. The Earth Green Lanterns, Sector 2184 is in quarantine. So there's a lot to know. The Immortal Thor, number 5. Written by Al Ewing. It's got 3 variant covers. $4.99 for 28 pages. We say this every week, but you're only getting 21 pages of story and art. So 22, because the cover art most definitely counts, because it's a beautiful Alex Ross painted cover. So this is Legacy number 766 for our man from Asgard, and his all-new Thor Corps that he needs to help beat the anti-Thor of wherever. Indeed. Wrapping up this ballyhooed run of Mark Waid and Emanuela Lupacino is World's Finest Teen Titans number 6, the anti-Titan strike. It's a super showdown. And we got Lilith. We've got Narc. Narc is the cave boy. We've got Bumblebee, Karen Beecher. We've got Mal Duncan, the Guardian. He's not Gabriel's Horn. He went straight to the Guardian, like the Manhattan Guardian look with the shield and everything. And it's like the pre Wolfman Perez Teen Titans that lead up to that age. So the Titans are somewhere between their original incarnation, more of like in that late 60s, mid 70s Nick Cardy phase of Teen Titans. And it's just reintroducing all the characters for the modern sensibilities. There are 4 variant covers. I got the first issue or 2, but I fizzled off quickly on this because there's absolutely no tension. There's no stakes in this book. It's mild sauce. It's safe. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I like Mark Waid's writing. I really do. I like the art. I mean, Chris Samney is doing the covers, but the artist, Ms. Lupacino, looks a lot like Samney, Chris Samney himself, her style. So, but yeah, I kind of like figured it out really quickly that this is like, it's a lot like an Archie comic. It really is. And it's just, I don't know. This hopefully will collect well. Throw this into a manga format. Try to get kids reading this one. That would be great. I would love to see this comic book in the hands of younger people. For $6.99 on Batman on Batman Black Label, that should be Batman Black Label by now, but it's Raphael Grandpa written in art. The Batman Gargoyle of Gotham issue number 2, and it's got 7 variant covers. I've read the first part of this. It was really darn good. $6.99, 48 pages. It's pretty good. This is going to collect really well. This is going to be a really good trade paperback when this is done. Might even sell better. Who knows? Superman Lost, number 9 of 12. And as Green Lantern from Superman's past creates chaos in the present, Clark grapples with the idea of losing Lois for good. As her sickness rapidly escalates, Lex Luthor watches from the wings, waiting for the Man of Steel to crack under the pressure. Could karma be coming for the richest man in Metropolis, where you have 2 variant covers? There's a Mike Deodato Jr. cardstock 1 in 25 variant cover. And yeah, we got some Dan Jurgens pencils in here, which is always nice to see for me. We've got pencilers, we got inkers. I like that a lot. I love the art in this. I kind of like the story. I tuned into this late as Superman fell into a singularity, and what passes as time for him was a lot longer on Earth. So he comes back to a new status quo. It's not set in continuity, I don't think. I'm not sure, let me know if you know. Guardians of the Galaxy number 9. It's going to have great art. Art by Kev Walker. Kev Walker's doing the art, and it's really, really good. But it's the writers, Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. I mean, they're really trying to push this super duo of it's like, I don't see it. I mean, I just yeah, and it's like, hey, this is made for modern audiences, if there is such a thing. Good luck with that. But the interior art in this is pretty darn good. Kev Walker's solid. Now here's Dark X-Men number 5, Fall of X, $3.99. Let's see. This is only going 5 issues, I believe. This is it. And this has been one of my favorite Fall of X titles. I just like it. I like a good X-Men story, or a decent X-Men story. Written by Steve Fox. And it's the Goblin Queen, Madeline Pryor, and her very own renegade X-Men team in the Fall of X, with her paramour, her lover, Alex Summers, her former brother-in-law. X-Men has always been CW soapy. X-Men may have invented CW soapy. But it's all this all down the line, Orcus, blah blah, and stuff. But I just, it's got something to it. It's really good, and I like the way that Steve Fox writes Gambit, because Gambit's on this team, and I've had fun with it so far, and it's wrapping up. So we'll see what I have to say about this on Sunday, huh? House of Slaughter, Radiant Black. I don't read those. But here's Dark Droid's Bounty Hunter number 41, written by Ethan Sachs. $4.99 for 28 pages. You know what that means. One variant cover. And I've been tuned into this Dark Droids thing, and yeah, I want to like Star Wars books. I'm glad that I get to experience these Star Wars books and not have to pay for them, and review them to a reviewer who, that's it. Captain America number 4 by J. Michael Straczynski. It's legacy number 754, and it's got 5 variant covers. People like it. It's a miss for me. The art's pretty good. It's is it Jesus Ciez still? No. Okay. Lon Medina is doing the art. Sure. I hope you like it if you buy it. This is Batman City of Madness number 2. This is by writer-artist Christian Ward. And the letters by Hassan Osmante Allahu, who's everywhere these days. And it's got 2 variant covers. I tried reading the first one. This is Black Label. It's really artsy-fartsy. It's really cool, but it's a miss for me. And that's okay. I'm glad I experienced it, though. $6.99, 48 pages. Yeah. I should see if Hassan has blocked me on Twitter, because I didn't say anything mean about him. I just said that I didn't like Hawk Girl's lettering, and that got me blocked by its writer Jadzia Axelrod or something. Who cares? If you're that thin-skinned and needy and vulnerable, well, maybe you should live with your mama. She could cook your laundry. She could do your laundry and cook for you. Maybe you should live with your mama. You're really kind of stupid and ugly too. Well, you should never smoke in pajamas. You might start a fire and burn your face. Maybe you should move to Managua. You'd really go unnoticed in such a place. That's from Frank Zappa, the Chic Your Booty album. Let's look. See if I got blocked by this dude. Because he's everywhere. He does a lot of stuff. Nope. And I'll give you a follow. Maybe part of the secret of not getting blocked on the group block lists is being a follower. But that has nothing to do with adjacency. But this guy's everywhere. He's a 2-time Eisner winner, editor of Panel Times Panel, which is a digital magazine, multi-award winning comics letterer, and he does a lot of work. He does. But I just wasn't thrilled with the lettering in Hawk Girl. Let's see. Comic Book Herald, who are you? I'm blocked by them. The thing to do when you find out someone has blocked you, right away, just block them back. Yeah, I don't know who this person is. I'm just adjacent and on a list of bad persons because I follow Ethan, or I'm on Wes's show. Aw. I know, it's so tough to be a comics book fan these days, huh? Only good people do that, because the bad stinky people are never bad stinky people, and they need to be put on a list and round up and taken care of. Just like I was saying about the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. It's just like when the Roman Empire started to fall, it became this free-for-all, this land grab of different cultures, of like, Franks, of Germans, the Alemannias, of the Goths, the Visigoths, even the Huns. I mean, like, and it just became this battle of superiority for whose culture and whose the land and who gets the potable drinking water and who gets the women to reproduce with. I mean, seriously, it's kind of simple. They want the same thing. They want to round you up, and they want you to take care of you. Yeah, they want to round. They want to round you up. Who is Let's Talk Firestar? I don't think I've ever. See, that's just like the whole thing. Like, who are these people? I mean, and why do they care so much to block? I mean, there's no room for conversation for them. It's like, that's capitulation. Like that's agreeing to speak to an enemy. You want an enemy? Sure, fine, go ahead. I'll meet you on the field, and I'll be merciful. Seriously, why not? Blade number 6 is coming out. I kind of fizzled out on that. I thought it was pretty good stuff at the beginning. Written by Brian Hill. You never know. And the past couple of issues, I just didn't, really care for. Oh boy, here we go. It's the last issue. It all ends here. It's Danger Street number 12, where Tom King gets to do what he does best: rip the wings and legs off of C and Z list superheroes and villains, and gets to put a magnifying glass in the sun and watch them burn and squirm and suffer. And Tom King fans, enjoy the show. I shouldn't say that. My friend Yule's really enjoying Danger Street, and he's a nice guy. But yeah, it's just, Tom King doing his Tom King best, Yay. I've read a few issues of this, and it is what it is. It's a periodical publication that will be collected and sold in stores everywhere. We've got Titans Beast World issue number 2, which is something about something. It's about Beast Boy, Changeling, Garfield Logan. Apparently he shape-shifted into a Starro, and by doing that unleashed some kind of spores that will turn heroes and villains and people into, beasts. What's the opposite of anthropomorphize? Zoomorphize? So you've been zoomorphed into, like Black Adam is like now a lion, and Power Girl is now some kind of flame bird. She's got a bird head, and written by Tom Taylor, one of the last things from the legendary DC penciler Ivan Rice, inked by Danny Miki. So at least you have decent art. You got 3 variant covers. This is part 7 of the 22 floppies that will compose and comprise Titans Beast World. $4.99. Yay! I hope you're enjoying it. If you're reading Beast World, let me know. Are you enjoying this book? We got Wesley Dodds, The Sandman, number 3. Written by Robert Venditti, with really good art, I feel, by Riley Rossmo, whose unique style fits the moodiness, noir, and dreamlike qualities that Sandman, demands. This is not to be confused with Neil Gaiman's Sandman, Morpheus, King of the Dreams, of whom I think Rossmo would fucking smash out of the park on that as well. But this is Wesley Dodds, the original Golden Age Sandman, with the gas mask and the gas gun, and he's kind of like a pacifist hero. He doesn't want to use lethal force, and he doesn't want to hurt people. But here he is. He's a superhero, and he's got a job to do. And there are 2 variant covers for this, including a Jeff Lemire cardstock variant, which is pretty hot. I like Jeff Lemire's work. I really do. But it's part of the new Golden Age stuff, and so it's set back in the 40s, and I think it's pretty good. I mean, especially the Riley Rossmo's line work, I like a lot in this, but then it's just heaped upon it all this digital finishing stuff, not just the colors. This is that all turn into modern purple, but it's these these Ben-Day dot filters, the Zipatone filters, and hatching filters too. And I just think it just really takes away from organic line and the artsy quality. But remember that this is commercial art. It's not fine art. It's commercial art. It's not independent art. This is corporate properties, and it's not a steak. These are Big Macs. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that to be like, hey, it is what it is, isn't it? Maybe we need to have that filter when we're thinking about these things, to be like, hey, remember, this is corporate commercial art, and they need to be able to do this cost effectively, timely, and make their hit. Yeah, are they here to tell comic book stories, or are they here to run a periodical publication industry? You know what I mean? I think it's the latter. I think that it depends on the editor-in-chief. It really does. You got Scorch number 24 for $2.99. This is some Spawn stuff, and written by Todd McFarlane himself. And he's selling funny books for $2.99, showing that you could be selling funny books for $2.99. We get Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Red number 3 for $5.99. 40 pages. What might get me on this is because it's an anthology. It's got 3 stories in it, set in the Marvel zombie world. So you have black, white, and blood. So it's black and white with one color, red for blood. But we have some Peach Momoko in here. She does the cover, and she's got one of the stories in here. I'm a big fan of Peach Momoko, and I would buy it just for her, and I just might. We'll see. We'll see on Sunday if this ends up in the ubiquitous brown paper flat bag that we get from our local comic book shop. We'll see. Yeah. Punisher number 2 by David Papos. All right, Papoose. I shouldn't say that because I'm punching down on sensitive people and indigenous people, because of Papoose is what you carried. Indigenous people carried a baby in. And why this guy, once again, getting blocked by good people on Twitter. Like, well, guess what? You disparaged your product. I'm never going to buy your stuff again. And that would work if you were doing independent comics, if this was an Image comic with your own IP, your own character. But no, you've just taken away the. It's because of this guy. Is it because of this guy? It could be. Is it because I'm on Wes? Is because, it could be for any fickle reason whatsoever, for thin-skinned, needy, usually progressive people, left-leaning. And I'm in the middle, and then my real-life friends, they are all left-leaning. And they're like, they are literally appalled by my attitude here. Because I have the audacity to say, oh, but he's doing it for the right reasons. I don't think they say that. They're like, what? They do what over there? Yeah, you people. Daredevil Gang War number 1, which is part 9 of 30 in the Gang War issues. It's Erica Schultz is doing the writing, and you got 4 variant covers, and it's showing Elektra in a Daredevil costume. She's Daredevil too. Don't punch down. You have to share the power. All right, sure. If you say so, kid. If you say so. You're that. If you have to be that needy, hey, whatever, kid. All right. I hope that works for you. Okay, you need a juice box? Here, sit in the corner. Mama's going to pick you up soon. Don't worry. They're those teasing people. Oh, they're teasing. They hurt your feelings. Oh. This one was fun. Issue number 1 I ended up liking. Batman Santa Claus Silent Night. And this is issue number 2. It's coming out once a week. Written by Jeff Parker. We got art by Trevor Hairsine, who's pretty good. And it's got 2 variant covers. It's a team up with Santa Claus and Batman fighting some ancient vampire foes and stuff. It was fun. I liked it. Oh, gee. We got The Outsiders number 2. Not just a bathroom code. There's 2 variant covers. Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. There you go. It's the DC Universe attempt at trying to make a planetary team. No, thank you. There's Gang War Luke Cage Gang War number 2, which is part 10 of the 30 issues you'll need to follow Gang War. Remember, Luke Cage is the mayor of New York and shouldn't be fighting as a vigilante, since vigilantes are banned in New York City. We've got Titans Beast World Tour Gotham number 1. Written by Chip Zdarsky and Grace Ellis, Kyle Starks, Sam Maggs, Gretchen Felker Martin. 2 variant covers. It's $5.99, 48 pages. I learned a lot years back around Final Crisis. Final Crisis happened in 2008. Wow. So that's going back about 15 years now. 14 years, literally. It was called Countdown to Final Crisis. And it was a year-long weekly. It started in May 2007, and it went to April of 2008. It had 51 issues, including DC Universe number 0. And none of these stories mattered. None of the tie-in stories mattered. It was a waste. It was a waste of money. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of long box space. I feel ripped off. And it cost a lot of money overall. I mean, under $200, I guess. Then, I was into it. It had me going back every week. It was part of my, I was my Wednesday warrior. No, I'm a Wednesday, National Guardist. But it taught me a lot. Just like none of these stories mattered. Because Final Crisis was pretty good, in my humble opinion. It was Grant Morrison's Crisis. But I learned a lot. I learned that you don't have to pick up every single issue, every single tie-in, every single one-shot to enjoy an event. Because I keep coming back to, it's a magazine publisher, and their antics and tricks used just, because they're running a business. They really are. So are they the custodians of good stories, of these good superhero stories, of these IPs and franchises, shepherds of these stories? Or are they magazine publishers trying to make a buck? It depends on who the editor-in-chief is, if that person cares about the curation of the stories. Yes, I mean, it can be that way. And we've had it that way for a long time. And that's the expectation. And, yeah. Spider-Gwen Smash number 1. Oh. Yep. Ooh. Yeah, huh? Spider-Gwen. Huh? Let's see. Star Wars, The High Republic, Shadows of Starlight number 3. $4.99. Written by Charles Soule. I didn't mind the first 2 issues of this. Like I said, I want to read and enjoy Star Wars stories. So I was pleasantly surprised that this was okay. White Widow #2. Oh, gosh. Make it stop. No thanks. I hope whomever this is made for shows up to get it. Speed Force #2 by Jarrett Williams and Company. It's Wallace West and Avery Ho doing their sidekick thing. Young speedsters. The art in the first one I felt was terrible, but it's not made for me. This is made for modern. I hope whomever this is made for shows up to buy the book. Here's a good one, though. Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy #4, written by Ron Mars, pencils by Ron Lim, inker is Don Ho, and this is the is this the last issue? No, there's one more issue at least to this. But it's competent, solid, old-fashioned Marvel storytelling kind of values. And in art, we have pencils, we have inks. And I'm very satisfied reading this. Am I buying it? No. Never been a Silver Surfer fan. But it's a really good book. And if you like it, maybe you should go get it. Now, here's an interesting. This is from the DC Vault. This is Batman Faux Simile Edition #428. Batman 428 was the death of Jason Todd, where you had the famous call-in number where you can decide his fate. And they had two versions of this story waiting for the judgment that, to go to print. So one got printed, and that was the death of Jason Todd. And one didn't, and that was Jason Lives. And so this is a printing of Starlin, Jim Starlin, Jim Aparo, inked by Mike DiCarlo. It's reprinting that unpublished issue where Jason Todd lives. So, will I get that? I don't know. It's $4.99, 32 pages. It's got two variant covers. There's a foil variant. And I don't know. That's going to be a game time decision for me. Seriously. Waller versus Wildstorm #4. Sure. The Enfield Gang Massacre. This is good stuff. Image Comics. Written by Chris Condon. Art by Jacob Phillips. It's a Western. It's going to go 6 issues. So this is the penultimate issue. It's the beginning of Act 3. And it's pretty darn good. It's pretty bloody. It's pretty violent. It's old-time gunslinging Western action. If you like that kind of stuff, we have a comic book for you. Dark Horse has Star Wars Hyperspace Stories #12, which I think wraps up this series. And it's an anthology series about different times in the Star Wars universe, and I tried it once. It was it wasn't. As I say, I want to buy Star Wars books. I want to enjoy them too. And we're getting closer to the end of the list here. Anything else going on? Oh, Exo Man of War Unconquered Prestige Edition by Becky Cloonan, who blocked me because she's a good person and I'm a bad person. No interactions. But this reprints issues #1, 2, and 3 of Exo Man of War on Valiant. See, Valiant is now publishing on Alien Books. And so this is the Alien Books treatment of it. So it's which they have better, they have like cardstock covers, nice binding. So it's $12.99, 64 pages. I wasn't impressed with the first one. It just wasn't for me. Well, I don't know. Maybe it gets better in later issues, but that's the cost. It's like the toll of you're writing for the trade. It's like, no thanks. And I like Exo Man of War. I really do. And IDW, you got Star Trek Picard's Academy number 3. And it's about Cadet Jean-Luc Picard. And let's have fun. And no thanks. I mean, I recently picked this up. I love Star Trek. Listen, look. I have 13 Star Trek Eagle Moss. I've got the entire original 1966 to 2005 Star Trek collection. Modern Star Trek doesn't do it for me. I was blocked on Twitter by Star Trek at CBS All Access for saying that Picard Season 1 looked like torture porn. Because it was. It was really graphically violent and gross. And I took that very personally. I take this very personally. And you're dealing with fucking idiots. Usually lefty, usually progressive people. People that identify as good persons, and you're a bad person. And you've been bad and you need to be punished. And you can't be part of our little club. You've disparaged the product. I bought this used off of Amazon, so Paramount Plus won't get any of my money. But Robert Meyer Burnett of the Burnett Work, the Rubservatory, extolled this show over and over again. It's the showrunner is Terry Matalas, who's a real Trekkie. This is good. This is real Trek. This is the best of the best. This is the cream of the crop out of new Trek. It's so good. I got 3 more episodes to go. I watch it after work, after a hard day's work. It's how I unwind. I love the show, and I'm gonna watch it again with the commentary tracks. It's really, really, really good. And I want to buy Star Trek, but I'm not. I've been excluded. Now I could go and watch Paramount Plus, but like I say, like it's like that makes me feel dirty. It makes me feel cheap. Like these people don't. Why would I give them my money? Why? You've disparaged your product by doing that. Like I didn't say anything hostile or toxic. I really didn't. I said that Red Letter Media was right, and that Picard looks like torture porn. It really does, because the whole thing with Icheb's eye, and the whole thing with the bashing their faces, like the circle of women, self-deleting by bashing their heads. It was just. But I'm the problem. Seriously, fuck you. Eat plebnista. This is made for everyone. No, not with the progressives. Usually left-leaning. Better people than you. Better people than me. This is as outrageous as we get here. There's Quick Stop Volume 2, number 1 by Kevin Smith, which is... it was cute. I picked up an issue of this before. It's on Dark Horse. One variant cover. And it's just Kevin Smith revisiting the Clerk stuff. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Smith and of the Clerks movies. But it's kind of like with Star Wars. Like all roads lead to the sequel trilogy, the Disney stuff. While all roads lead to Clerks 3. Which wasn't fun. Yeah. I don't know. Should I get it? I don't know. Let's see. There's Mad Magazine, number 35. I would pick that up if it was there on the shelf. I love Mad Magazine. I grew up on that. We have Junior Baker, the Righteous Faker, issue number 4. I'm into that. Joe Casey, Ryan Quackenbush. I'll be getting that. It's going to go 5 issues. So this is the penultimate issue. And it's really, really, really good. It's my cup of tea. So this is good. At least I know I'll be picking up a few issues today. Anything else on this list? This very long list of comics here. Oh my goodness. Once again. Solicited once again. Oswald and the Star Chaser from Scout Comics, number 3. So it should be coming out today. Will it? Who cares? Really. The last issue came out in May. I got issues 1 and 2. I'm not too hot on this digital assisted art. I mean, I want to support independent publishers like Mad Cave and Scout, and but I just don't feel the quality of the art merits buying a print copy. You know what I mean? Sorry. And then the other 6, it's going 6 issues, and they're all to be determined, TBD. Let's see if this one actually makes the stands this week. If I see it, I'll let you know. We've been talking about that for a while, too. Like, hey, look, Oswald is solicited once again. Wow. And Yaira number 1 by, it's by the Suska sisters, drawn by Deborah Carida. And this is part of the Ripaverse of Eric July's Isom Ripaverse. And it's solicited here. I never see it on the shelves at my comic book shop. But I go to a comic book shop that's in a blue city, in a blue state. It's proudly, like, you know, diverse, and, you know, it's like a big part of like their identity as a store is diversity and representation and inclusion. So I wonder if the whole thing of, you know, they're adjacent matters, that they're not in the shelves. Or maybe nobody asked for it either. Who knows? But that's it. Yeah, 166 solicited books. Wow. We need to wrap this show up. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. This, our Comics Coffee Table. We'll be back on Sunday, maybe with another live stream to review the comics that we've read and bought this week. Let's see what ends up coming home for their forever home. Well, thank you so very much for tuning in today. Please like and subscribe. Suggest to other to new viewers. You know, share. Put on the notifications. Ring that bell. Bring a cup of your own coffee. Tell me what you're drinking. Tell us what you're reading. What did you pick up this week? What are you picking up? What are you putting down? We want to know. Please continue this comic book shop style conversation here at your very own Comics Coffee Table. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.